What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. If you found this video looking for help understanding the Pokemon trading card game's competitive format and the standard format rotation, you've come to the right place. Today we'll be talking about the 2021 standard format rotation. So if you're looking to play in competitive Pokemon TCG events, maybe even going to League and you want to be playing with the right cards, this video should help you out with all of that information. And before we start the video, I do want to add, if you have any questions at all, please comment down below and I'll try to get you the information you need to start competing in the Pokemon trading card game. And if you're looking for a community of people to talk to, consider joining my Discord. The link is down in the description below. I would like to shout out my sponsors real quick. PoTownStore.com, the best place to get PTCGO codes. Those are cards for playing the Pokemon trading card game online. Each code is a booster pack online. You scan it in and you get your packs on there. You can either open them or trade them for the cards you need. And you can use my code Celio for 5% off over at that site in the description down below. PokemonCard.io is my other sponsor, and that's a really great place for looking at other people's decks and sharing your own deck ideas that you have. All of my decks are in the description down below, but as the standard formats change, my decks will update, and that link should continue updating as well. So what is standard format? If you're new to the game, maybe you started collecting or playing casually with friends and now you're joining Facebook groups or looking on Reddit and you're seeing people talk about this thing, the standard format. Well, most trading card games have a standard format, which dictates which cards are legal for official play in that format. The Pokemon trading card game's most popular competitive format is standard format, and it typically rotates once per year in August or September. For an example, as of September 10th, 2021, the standard format will be all cards released in the Sword and Shield base set and all cards newer than that, including new releases, with the addition of any bans that might happen, but bans in standard format are quite rare, so you shouldn't worry about that. Okay, so we talked about standard format. Now, what is the rotation? A rotation of a format in a trading card game means that some sets are going to leave that format and no longer be legal. This is done in order to keep the competitive atmosphere fresh, allow new cards and new Pokemon to enter the game, keep the card pool at a manageable size as to not scare off new players or to give older players an edge, and also for the company to sell cards to players. Although in the Pokemon TCG, that's not really necessary because Pokemon cards will sell no matter what. So these on the screen are the sets that will be rotating out of the standard format. These sets will no longer be legal for standard format play after September 10th, 2021. The sets are Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, Cosmic Eclipse, Hidden Fates, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which was a mini set and not that relevant anyway. An easier way to think about this, all the Sun and Moon sets are rotating, all sets from before Sword and Shield are rotating, all sets with GX Pokemon are rotating. Just a couple easy ways to digest that information. Now they are changing it up slightly this year. Every year, for as long as I can remember, for as long as official play has been around for Pokemon, they announce these sets are rotating. These 4 sets are rotating, and this set and everything newer are going to be legal. Well, they are changing it up just a little bit this year because cards are now printed with regulation marks on them. So we'll read this news from Pokemon.com. The 2022 standard format rotation will officially go into effect on September 10th, 2021. Going forward, card legality will be linked to regulation mark rather than expansion release. So if you're new to the Pokemon trading card game or new to playing tournaments and the regulation mark is something new to you, you're not alone because this is new to everyone. Starting with the Sword and Shield series, cards have a letter on the bottom of the card, known as the regulation mark, that signifies whether or not a card is legal for tournament play. Note that not all cards from the same expansion will necessarily have the same regulation mark. That's a confusing part. It's not really relevant because some cards that are reprinted or some cards in like this, the subsets or the half sets, but for the most part, cards in the sets will have the same regulation mark, so don't get too confused or hung up on that particular note. We'll just be looking at the regulation marks to know which cards are legal. The regulation mark, as shown here on the screen, is that letter next to the set symbol and next to the set number at the bottom left of the card. The Zacian V here has the regulation mark D. For the 2022 season, cards with D and E regulation marks are legal for use, as well as any future regulation marks that may be released, such as F, potentially the next letter of the English alphabet. As of right now, that includes all cards from the Sword and Shield expansion and forward, so you may see people refer to it as Sword and Shield On, or Sword and Shield through Evolving Skies, which will be the newest set, kind of meaning every set between Sword and Shield and Evolving Skies is legal. New cards still must follow the appropriate waiting period to become tournament legal, which is typically 2 weeks from their release. Something here to note that's really awesome is they're already letting us know that this is going to follow a pattern for the near future. They let us know here, for example, the 2023 season rotation will remove all cards with the D regulation mark from standard. The exact date of that rotation will be announced at a later time. So we already know that approximately a year from this upcoming rotation, the D regulation mark cards will rotate out. So you can already start preparing for that, whether that's now or in 6 months or a year from now. And knowing that information ahead of time is very good for the player base. Something else to realize is that older versions of cards that don't have a regulation mark can still be used if the card is currently legal for play. For example, the card Switch from the Sun and Moon expansion can still be used because the card Switch from the Sword and Shield expansion has a D regulation mark. So those cards Switch are functionally the same exact card. They were just printed in different years or different sets or with different artwork. But as long as the card is exactly the same functionally and it is in an exact reprint with the regulation mark that is legal in standard format, you can play that card. Of course, be sure to check the Play Pokemon Tournament Rules Handbook for further clarification on which reprints are okay to use. So that's all my information for you today on the 2021 standard format rotation of the Pokemon trading card game. As I said earlier, if you have any questions, please leave them in a comment down below. I do try to read and reply to every comment that I can. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I upload Pokemon TCG content every single day, so if you're just getting into the game, getting back into the game, I have a lot of content that you might be interested in seeing, so subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this and if the information did help you out. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. Another shout out to my sponsors, PotownStore.com and PokemonCard.io, for helping me keep this channel running, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.